Hey, Dyami, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cool. All right. For the group here, if you have a question for Dyami today, please use the raise hand function. And we will begin with Carol. Go ahead.
Hi, Dyami. I just want to know what your day was like today. Like, how did you get prepped? What was on your playlist? Like, what was going through your mind today as you was getting ready to have your pro day?
Oh man, actually, I didn't have a playlist. I barely played music. I just wanted to lock in for myself. Just to zone everybody out and just focus on myself. So today, I just came in, knowing the key things that I had to do, which was run routes, run fast, catch the ball. That was the main, things that I had to work on, and do for the day. So that was pretty much my preparation throughout the whole week coming in. And then today was just like game day. It's already locked and loaded.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is CL Brown.
Yeah, I mean, what does today? How does this compare to anything you've done athletically? Like it almost feels like, from the outside looking in, that it's like the first time you ever tried out for a team, be it middle school basketball or whatever. What was it like, just from the aspect of trying to put your best foot forward in a situation where you don't really know how you're going to be judged?
So basically, it's just it was 31 teams out here, so it's almost like a tryout, but then again, it's not. It's almost like a camp, and when you go to all the high school camps like Rowers and all of that, it's just like that. It's so many people that's evaluating you. You have to perform at your best. Only difference is you're working for yourself instead of competing against other guys. So that's probably the biggest difference. But at the end of the day, you still want to be the best you.
Hey, Dyami. You touched on this in your response to Kara's question, but kind of what was your goals coming into today? What did you want to accomplish, and how do you think you did?
So for me, the biggest goal for me was to show everybody I can run routes. Pretty much my film is basically all deep routes, and I'm more than just a deep threat. I can do it all, and that's what I wanted to show today. So that was a key component for me, and I wanted to show every team that, and that's what I did.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Shaky internet over here lately. JB Ricks, go ahead.
Hey, Dyami, thanks for taking out the time. I saw a few pictures of you guys working with Steve Smith, and obviously he's one of the greats when it comes to the wide receiver position in the NFL. Just kind of share with us the knowledge that he was sharing with you and what you were able to take and what type of evaluation he was giving you.
Well, he actually told me, during the off season while working out, he told me don't run any more deep routes. He told me to work on all the immediate stuff, things that I haven't done, as much. Because I know at the next level, you'll have to run every route there is instead of a deep route. But, he pretty much just helped me out. He saw what he liked. He helped me out with some releases as well. So just getting that knowledge and stuff from him is a big thing for me because, just watching him when I was younger and actually being in the hometown of Charlotte playing for the Panthers, it's a big deal.
Okay, we got two more for Dyami. First up, Ross Martin. Go ahead, Ross.
Hey, Dyami. What do you think you did really well today? And what are some things you still maybe you think you didn't do well or want to improve on or wish you had another shot at?
So for me, I think I did very well in everything. But pretty much something that I can still work on is, just the initial routes. I probably ran about a few routes on the right side. I feel like I could have did a little bit more on the right side, but just with what we were doing I was moving around. So I think that was pretty good for me.
Were you happy with your times and your measurements on the jumps and everything?
Not all of them. Not all of them. The 40, I still don't know official time yet. The 3-cone and Gilly, I didn't get any times from there. They didn't tell me anything yet, but the vert probably could have been a little bit better.
Okay, we'll close up with Hank Kurz. Go ahead, Hank.
Hey, man. Is it weird when you have a body of work on film to also have those numbers that we were just talking about be part of your assessment when, they can see what you can do, but, how far you jump and how high you jump? Is it weird to have that be part of the equation?
I I wouldn't necessarily say it's weird, but sometimes, you know, you probably wonder why. Like, why do I have to do all of these things when you're pretty much watching me the whole time? You know, when you pull up film, you know, you can see a whole lot of stuff. But I think just that initial in-person evaluation is probably the best way to, you know, really judge other than film.
Thank you.
All right, Dyami, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Hey, Mike, welcome back.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. First question for Michael is from Jacob Turner. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Mike? Just kind of curious on your overall thoughts on how things kind of went for you today and what it was like to, you know, finally get to participate in Pro Day.
Yeah, it felt good. I feel like overall, I mean, when you put all the numbers together, I feel like today was a good day. I don't know all the numbers, but I felt like I was able to put, you know, pretty much my best foot forward. I think the most important thing is just like being in front of these GMs and these scouts, man, and just being able to compete and show that you love football, because you can definitely tell if someone loves football by the way they play.
Okay, back over to CL Brown.
Hey, Mike, to get your perspective on what you feel like today does in a bigger picture for Carolina football, given that, you know, the NFL Network was there. Obviously, I don't think you can take for granted that 31 of the teams are also there. What do you think that says now and moving forward for this program?
I think it means a lot. When I got here, you know, the guys that was coming out was, you know, Switzer and Mr. Trubisky and then the year after that, you got MJ Stewart, Andre Smith, and you got guys that are in the NFL still. So I think it just means a lot to have the NFL Network out here, and especially Steve Smith, just because it kind of shows the trajectory of the program. And I know all the guys that went today was recruited by Larry Fedora, so I think he deserves some credit too. But I think just the overall just impact of the guys in the locker room and the work ethic that we've had and the player leadership that we've had, it means a lot that we got to back up to where we should be. And the team next year, I feel like, I mean, I got to watch them practice the other day. They're going to be special, man. They're going to be a really great team. So we just headed in the right direction.
Okay, Kiera Luck, go ahead.
Michael, just how did you get ready for today? What went into your thought process for, you know, one of the biggest days of your life, and just what was the one thing that you want to make sure these NFL teams saw of you?
Yeah, I think last night, yesterday when we got the word yesterday that Sam was throwing to us. So I think my first instinct is, you know, what's Sam doing? So we went out and threw a little bit, and then I mean, of course he's the best quarterback in the world, but it's just you need a time, yeah, you need a little bit of time to get back, you know, with somebody like that. So just being out there with the boys and throwing it around and catching it and just really like reflecting on the moment. So last night I was a little bit, you know, not nervous but anxious. I just wanted to get out here and run. So for me, it was just all about that. And then when I got out here, man, I feel so comfortable on the field. So I just went out there and I was loose when I got out here. So to answer your question, I was straight. I was loose.
Okay, Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Michael, to build off that, was there anything that you felt like you needed to hit on or showcase today in front of the scouts?
For me, I feel like it was just my versatility and just stamping whatever I put on tape, you know, because, you know, at the end of the day, they're going to take these numbers and they're going to watch film. So I think it was just, for me, it was just about matching.
And today is kind of the culmination of 3 months of hard off-season work preparing for Pro Day. A month from now is the draft. What do you do between now and then?
Guess I'm going to go home for a couple of days and keep taking calls and get back to training, getting the best shape I can. Because, I mean, this is over. The 40's over. The shuttle's over. It's time to play football, man. So it's just about getting back in the best shape possible and going into camp and competing.
Thanks.
Okay, last two for Michael. First up, Hank Curse.
Hey, Michael, is it weird when you have a body of work on film like you have from this year, where you showed so many things that you can do, to have those numbers like the 40 and the shuttle and all that stuff kind of factor into how they evaluate you?
I think it's a little bit. I mean, I don't want to speak for nobody else, but I think it's a little bit weird because, I mean, it's just like they put a lot of stock into the 40, and not that it's not important. I get it's important, but I feel like there's so many cuts and movements during a football game that it's not too often you run in a straight line for 40 yards, especially in the NFL level, because guys are all the same speed. So it's about, can you make that man miss? Can you win your one-on-one? So I think that you gotta, in a time like this, you gotta trust what the tape shows, because I feel like you stare at the tape for too long, you're gonna start trying to find stuff that's wrong, and if it's not wrong. So it's weird, but it's up to them. That's not my job.
In your interviews with teams, what's the weirdest question you've been asked?
I mean, they didn't really ask me nothing weird. They always ask me like who I would bring, or like who's better between me and Javonte, and I let y'all decide.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last one for Mike comes from Ross Martin.
Hey, Michael, this day is kind of like another step on the journey, recruitment, college, freshman year, so on and so forth. What were the emotions surrounding this day? Is this something you really been looking forward to? How do you feel? How do you feel during it? How do you feel after it?
Before, I was just like, man, it's a little bit different from Miami, but I was really happy. I mean, I was really excited to just come out here and train and compete with the guys and just show the scouts and show the league what I can do, and just along with what I've already put on film and have fun. I think that was the most important thing. So when I got on the field, I really started enjoying myself and having fun and just being vocal and just encouraging my teammates. And then after, I'm looking back and I'm really happy about the day. I think everybody did great.
Is your personality something you try to show teams? Because, I mean, you're known for your personality and the teamwork and leadership and being a vocal guy. Is that something you've been trying to show teams and try to show today?
I wouldn't say I try. I think it just comes out because it's genuine. So it's not necessarily like, hey, coach, look how encouraging I am. Like, it's more like this is just who I am, and I'm proud of all these guys. They just sitting to the left of me. That's why I keep looking over there. But I'm just proud of them, and we're gonna go eat and just enjoy the days that we have, and then get back to work.
Well, thanks, Mike.
Yep.
All right, Michael. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Oh.
Hey, Javonte, thank you for joining us again. Our first question for you will come from Greg Barnes.
Hey, Javonte, what was your goals coming into today? What did you feel like you needed to showcase, and how do you think you performed?
Honestly, I just wanted to go out and compete in front of the scouts and let them see me for the first time in person without my pads on and all that. And honestly, I feel like I had a pretty good day overall. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Javonte? Hank Kurz, go ahead.
Sorry about that. Stop. All right, Javonte, what were the things you worked on? I mean, the numbers it's kind of a weird factor in this. They see what you can do on tape, but then they're going to evaluate by how fast you run and how far you jump and all that stuff. What were the things you worked on in that regard to try to improve? What numbers did you try to improve?
Yeah, definitely my 40 time. I improved that a lot from when I started working out in January. My shuttle, and like you said, just everything that go into the combine, just trying to put my best foot forward.
Is there part of you when you talk to a team that wants to say, well, you can see what I did on film?
I mean, that's always in the back of my head, but nah, I never just flat out said it.
Well, that's probably wise.
Okay. CL Brown, go ahead.
Hey, Javonte, I was curious of your thoughts on when Sam ends up being the quarterback that's out there throwing for you guys. I think Michael just said that you guys didn't find out till yesterday, but was that a bit of comfort maybe for you, or can you just take me through your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, definitely like a big sigh of relief. Just knowing Sam was gonna be throwing just the same timing that we always had. I felt a lot more comfortable with him throwing. Not a knock on Coach Galloway or anything like that, but just having Sam back there, we Like we've been doing this for 2 years now, so it was a lot more comfortable with him in the backfield.
And this is random, but is that an anchor? Like I'm trying to check out what your chain is.
yeah,
What's the
it's
mean?
an anchor.
Yeah, it's an anchor with Jesus in the middle.
All right, thanks, man.
Okay, last one for Javonte. Again, Ross Martin.
You said you improved your 40 time from when you started working out. Like, what went into that? What were you really focusing on that helped you improve your 40 time?
Yeah, just like technique things, hand placement, like the start, and also just like my back end speed. I feel like that's one of the biggest things that go into running the 40-yard dash.
Is there a way to show explosion in the pro day like this? I mean, how can you show how explosive you are? Is that through the jumps or just through your start? I mean, how did you kind of show that?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's like from your 10-yard splits, the broad jump, the vert. I feel like all those things go into how explosive you are also. And also the bench press.
All right, one last one from JB Ricks.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Sorry to raise my hand so late. Javonte, I just wanted to ask you, what was it like being out there with your former running back mate, Michael Carter, and maybe the competition you two were bringing together, the inspiration, the encouragement? What was that like being out there with him during this pro day?
Yeah, it just felt like old times, like back at practice, things we always did, week in and week out, just competing with each other.
All right, Javonte, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Chazz, thanks for a few minutes of your time today. Looks like Jacob Turner, you are leading us off.
Hey, Chazz, just kind of curious on your overall thoughts on how pro day went in your mind, and just finally getting able to do it. Something you've been working towards for so long.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was a good experience to come out here and, perform. Did the drills well, tested well. So it was overall a good day for me. And I think a lot of the guys that participated today. So it was overall a good day.
Quick follow-up. What's kind of next for you over the next month, leading up to the draft? Like, are you going to go somewhere? Like, where are you going to be working out? Anything, any kind of insight you can give us to what kind of lies ahead for you?
Yeah, I'm either going to go train in Texas or I'm going to go train in Florida. One of those two places. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, was there anything in particular you were trying to showcase today? Any concerns that you wanted to address with the scouts?
No, I mean, I would just want to go out there and run fast and do my drills. I just really wanted to look smooth in the drills. That was a big thing coming in, look smooth. And when I was able to burst and show my athleticism that way. So that was really the main thing as a linebacker, just coming in, you want to run fast and then look good in drills. So that was the big two things for me.
Thank you.
JB Ricks, go ahead.
Hey, Chazz, excuse me. Thanks for taking out the time. You had a lot of hype, with your play and how you transitioned from quarterback to linebacker throughout the season. I'm curious to know, how has that hype changed at all for you during the off season? And did you maybe exceed that hype or whatever during this pro day today?
I mean, for me, I don't really look at, I don't pay attention to hype or a lot of outside stuff or what media says for real. So for me, I couldn't tell you what the hype around me is or anything. Like, I don't really pay attention to that. So I couldn't tell you what hype there is. Just for me, I've just been working in Florida, training, trying to be the best and perform well today. And I thought I performed well. So I'm, happy with my performance today. So yeah, for that, I got, yeah.
As a follow-up question,
I don't know. There's a lot of teams that really like my game, in the top 3 rounds. So I think there's probably a start. But I'll get more information. For me, I wasn't worried about any projections until after pro day, because this was kind of our combine. So I'll see. I'll talk to my agent, see what he says and what he's hearing. So for me, I really don't know. I haven't talked about that stuff at all. Don't look at that stuff on social media. So for me, I'm just I just wanted to go out here and perform well.
All right, last one for Chazz, Ross Martin.
Hey, Chazz, in your interviews and calls with pro teams, how much do they bring up the quarterback stuff? Like, are they asking you questions about that? What are those conversations like? Just kind of curious as to if that's still a thing they talk about.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them just want to know the story because they've obviously heard from other people, but they want to kind of hear the whole process from me, and what that all took. Making the switch that spring of 2019 and what kind of went through my head and why I made the decision. So yeah, they definitely all ask about it. They already know the story, but they kind of want to hear it from me and my side of it. And then they asked me how like you think that's helped you play linebacker. And how that's, maybe you have a different kind of perspective. And, most say that, it's probably helped me, a lot, being able to, look at, quarterbacks or look at formation stuff and kind of, see what's coming. But, yeah, for sure. They definitely all just want to hear my thoughts on it and, what went in my head, to make the decision.
We saw a video of you doing the bench press like a couple of weeks ago at some workout place. Did you do the bench press today? And if so, how did you think you did?
I did good. We ended up doing bench press at the very end of the day. So I still ended up doing 25, which was straight. But I think fresh, I would have probably got 27 or 28 that I did the first time. But I mean, 25 was a fine number after doing all the drills and everything I did throughout the day already.
Great. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
All right, Chazz, thanks for your time. We always
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Dazz, thanks for joining us again today.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, man. Jacob Turner, go ahead.
Hey, Daz, going to ask you a similar question to what I've been asking all the other guys, really. But can you just give me your overall thoughts on, how you thought pro day went and how you thought you performed out there?
It went okay. I could have did better in testing, but I'm not really that great of a testing guy. So it's not really too much I didn't expect.
JB Ricks, go ahead.
Hey, Dazz, thanks for taking out the time. I just wanted to ask you about being able to work out in front of a great wide receiver like Steve Smith and maybe some of the knowledge that you gained from him, some advice, some evaluation, anything that you can share with us throughout your workout with him today.
Yes, I talked to him yesterday after he was on the way here, and he really just gave me some good knowledge. Just told me what I need to work on, and just straight up with me.
Over to Hank Kurz.
Hey, Dazz, you touched on the not being great at testing. Do you worry about that, how that goes into the evaluation of what you can do when you have such a body of work on film that they can evaluate as well?
No, I can't really worry about what's already done. I just got to let things fall on their own.
And what does it say about the Carolina program that you guys have a pro day with 4 guys at least on the offensive side that and lots of attention, drew a lot of interest?
It just goes to show you how dangerous we was. We had a good group of guys. We had Vontae, we had Mike, we had Chad. Wait, he's offense. Vontae, Mike, we had Dyami. So we just had a dangerous group of offense.
You think you leave the program in pretty good shape?
Yes, sir. I think they're off the big things.
Thank you.
Okay, Ross Martin, go ahead.
Hey, Dazz, what have teams been saying to you about what they like about your game? And then conversely, like, what are some things you maybe get they want you to improve on or maybe think you lack?
What they said they said they can see how much I love the game on film, how much I like to block, and really how much I just like to throw my head in there, how I'm fearless. And things I need to work on is really my body catching. I just work on just catching out my frame and just catching the ball with my hands, just being a pure hands catcher.
I remember when your interview before the Orange Bowl, we asked you about playing in the Orange Bowl. You said, I'm a ball player, I'm a play. Have they brought that up, the fact that you did play in that game when some of your teammates sat out?
One coach did. I can't remember which one. One coach did bring it up now.
All right, we're going to close up with Greg Barnes. So go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Dazz, how beneficial is it from a comfort level being able to throw and catch with Sam Howell today in front of the scouts?
Most definitely, because I've been with Sam for the last 2 years, so I knew where he's gonna put most of the balls at. So it was really a good feeling knowing that he was gonna be throwing for us.
Thank you.
Great, Dazz. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
No, sir. Thank you.